Are you excited for the Super Rugby final? Then you better check out this video. Welcome back to Skinnybru Rugby, guys. So before I get into it, thanks to everyone that has been subscribing over the last few weeks. The channel has grown a lot in this last couple of weeks. And to everyone liking the Facebook page, that's also awesome. It is growing as well. The channel is growing steadily, and I'm hoping it will pick up as we go into the international season. So it is time for the Crusaders versus the Jaguares in the final. So be sure to leave your predictions or your thoughts in the comments below. Let's check out this game. The seasons for both teams are pretty even. Both teams have won 13 out of 18 games this season, and we have the overall ranked number 1 versus number 2 in this game, and that's how it's supposed to be. The Crusaders in their last 12 games, they've only won 9, where the Jaguares, they have won 11 of that last 12 games. If we go into recent form as well, in their last 7 games, the Jaguares have won all of those games, where the Crusaders have only won 5. At home though, the Crusaders have a record of 9 out of 10 and 1 draw against the Sharks earlier this season. The Jaguares, they are traveling, and their away record is 5 out of 8 this season. They had losses to the Lions and the Stormers on the road, as well as the Highlanders. Look, the Jaguares do travel a lot, so you can expect them to lose every now and then away. The most notable away win for the Jaguares was against the mighty Hurricanes, who played against the Crusaders last week and came very close to them though. History between the two teams, it's not that big. They've only played 2 games thus far. They played one in 2016, where the Crusaders beat the Jaguares by 17, and in 2018, where they beat them by 26. So the Jaguares, they have never beaten the Crusaders before, but this team that is playing this year is a whole different class. They are a lot better than they were last year. Let's have a look at what happened in the semi-finals. So last week the Crusaders won narrowly against the Hurricanes. They were fortunate to win it at the end there with that little knock-on from Whitelock that was missed, but that's the nature of the game, so that's just how it goes. Whereas the Jaguares, they had a massive victory over the Brumbies. They beat them comfortably. But the two sides that they played, the Brumbies and the Hurricanes, they are at different levels. So you can't really read too much into that margins the two teams won with. The Jaguares, they utilized a fantastic line out last week to stop the Brumbies on a couple of occasions. Some of those Brumbies lineouts were poor though, but the Jaguares really stopped them in their strongest facet of the game, and they also stopped them in their mauls as well. The Crusaders last week, they mostly played off of mistakes of the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes used a kicking game in the start of the game for some reason, which was a massive mistake from them. You can't afford to kick the ball to the Crusaders and expect them to just kick the ball back. They will run it back at you and score tries. When the Hurricanes kept the ball though, the Crusaders really struggled. They haven't played their best rugby these last couple of weeks. Lineouts for the Crusaders also has been going well this last couple of weeks, but Barrett, he has been injured last week. Now it's only down to Whitelock there, but the guys that has been stepping up throughout the season on lock, guys like Danshia, he's been playing well. So Whitelock, he's good enough in the locks, and whoever plays next to him is good enough. Here is the telling stats of last week though. The Crusaders missed 26 tackles last week, where the Jaguares only missed 6. The Crusaders, they also beat 18 defenders, which is on a normal day quite a lot, but the Jaguares beat 31 defenders in that game, with the Brumbies missing the same amount of tackles the Crusaders actually missed last week. They missed 27 tackles, I think. So from that stats, you have to say the Jaguares are devastating runners when they get the ball. And they are good tacklers as well, but the Crusaders will ask a lot more questions on defense from the Jaguares than the Brumbies did. The Crusaders, they also have very explosive runners. Guys like Goodhue, Enor, Bridge and Reese are very good runners, but So does the Jaguares. They have guys like Orlando, Moroni, Cancelliere, Boffelli, and on the bench last week Moyano. He will probably start this week. That's just my guess. Hopefully. The leaders of the two sides also, both teams have a lot of good leaders. The leaders for the Crusaders is Franks, Whitelock, Todd, Reed and Crotty, who's injured now, versus the Jaguares, Creevy, Matera, De La Fuente, Orlando, and on the bench, or if he's playing this week, Moyano, he's very good as well. And it has to be said, the Jaguares has been using their kicking game very well this season, but can they afford that against the Crusaders? I don't think they can. The Crusaders are a very dangerous side when you kick to them. Whereas the Crusaders, they've been using a lot of ball from Mahunga this season. He's the guy that just picks his forward runners or his back line, or he kicks the ball for cross kicks. But with that rush defense of the Jaguares that they utilized last week as well, will they be able to do that? We know the New Zealand sides has been struggling all season long, last year as well, with a rush defense. Hansen even came out today telling reporters that he knows the team's weakness, the All Blacks' weakness is dealing with rush defense. So don't know what the Crusaders are going to do with that. Obviously the Crusaders and the All Blacks aren't the same team, so maybe they can cope with it. It's almost impossible to pick the winner in this game. Really, it's very difficult. I would love it if the Jaguares could win. I would love it if the competition could get a new winner, especially a winner with a story like this, where they just came in a couple of years ago and now they are winners of the competition. That would be awesome. But it is the Crusaders at home though. They have never lost a playoff game at home. So I just can't see them losing, even though a lot of the past stats or the recent stats are in favor of the Jaguares. I think these New Zealand teams can just really hang on to a victory, and guys like Reed and those guys know how to play final rugby. So I think the Crusaders will win by 8. Hopefully the Jaguares can actually win. Depends, if they don't kick the ball and they have their defense as good as it was last week, they can actually go for the win here. It's very difficult to decide who is actually going to win. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know your predictions. As I said, remember to subscribe if you like this channel and like the video as well. Check out the Facebook page, it is linked in the description below, and then I'll see you for the recap video next week. Cheers.